Hello and welcome to City Beat. I'm your host Greg from the Lewiston City Library. Joining me today is Jen Bruns from Idaho Fish Game. Welcome, Jen.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Oh, really happy to have you on the show today. So Jen, let's talk a little bit first about what exactly your role is with Fish and Game. What exactly do you do?
Well, as a conservation educator, Greg, I work with the region education programs, and then I also work with the media. So I do radio shows and different outreach to get our message out. And recently we had Joe DuPont here on the show, and so I work closely with a lot of our biologists and our managers, such as Joe, to get the word out about the fishery and different wildlife and different hunting seasons that we have in our region.
Well, that sounds great.
Yeah.
So, and how exactly do you do that? You mentioned a little bit about media, radio, City Beat, obviously. What
Right.
what other things do you guys do?
Yeah, we're always looking for ways to get our message out about the importance of our wildlife and our fisheries to this region. And so we do those media shows, we do this type of show, we do the radio, and just get the message out about some of our educational programs too. And we also have a Facebook page that we just started for our region. So that's another way that we try to get the word out and try to kind of spread that way.
Oh, that's right. And so is it just Idaho Fish and Game? You just type that into the Facebook Google thing and go to town?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's just specific to our region. So just Idaho Fish and Game, Clearwater region, and if you search that, you'll be able to find our recent updates.
Oh, great, great. Can you tell us about some of the education programs that not only you do personally, but Fish and Game does?
Sure, definitely. One of the biggest things that we do is we have an aquatic education program, and through that we have about three main things that we do. One of them is the Take Me Fishing trailer, and that is scheduled events that we do typically on the weekends, usually on Saturdays, sometimes Sundays. And those are scheduled from March to the end of June, and we have staff that go out, and our trailer is full of rods to be able to check out to kids and adults that want to try fishing for the first time. A lot of those fishing events are at urban ponds, so we have some here in Lewiston at our levee ponds that we go out and we schedule those events so people can check out the rods for free and fish for usually at least a few hours is when we have that trailer available for folks to go out and try fishing.
And I know that one's fun. I've taken my children to do that, and they had a great time. I know that's a great program there.
Yeah, it works out great, especially for folks that don't have their own equipment, and hopefully it sparks an interest enough for them to either purchase their own equipment and try it on their own.
Oh, definitely.
Yep. So that's one of the things that we do, and then our rod loaner program, so as an extension to the Take Me Fishing trailer, we loan rods out to different groups, and one of the biggest groups that we work with is the Whitman School, and then Webster has a after-school fishing club, so they usually take our rods and check them out, and they also do some sturgeon fishing trips on that too. So that's a good program for them, and then local Boy Scout chapters, after-school programs, and also we just work with Girl Scouts too. So a lot of extra things that we do with the Rod Loaner program, and then the third biggest program that we have is the Stillhead in the Classroom or Stillhead in the Library, which is what we just extended to this last spring.
And that was fantastic, I have to say.
Yeah. So we're excited to offer that through Doorshack Hatchery and our Clearwater Hatchery, and we get eggs for that program usually the first week of March, and so it's about a 12-week program where we have those eggs into elven and to fry, and the students get to see those eggs develop into fish, whether it be the classroom or at the library, and they care for those fish during that 12-week program. And we also have mentors that are staff or volunteers from our department that go out and help educate the students through that 12 weeks too.
Oh, that's great. And I speak from personal experience that I thought that was a fantastic program and look forward to it every spring from here on out.
Yeah, it's a great time. And as you have seen too, at the end of May, we release those fish into the main stem of the Clearwater down at Spalding Park. So the students have an opportunity to rotate through about 8 stations and learn all kinds of different things about the aquatic invertebrates, the little insects that are in our stream. They get to release their fish as a station, and then they get to do a variety of other things, learn about the cultural aspects of our local fisheries as well as other stations. And the sheriff's posse also comes out and brings their big cook trailer, and they provide lunch for us, which is a huge help as well.
That is great. And so those are your three big programs. Well, what else do you have going on throughout the year? Like, do you have some other kind of extension programs and outreach things going on?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention to folks that we have our Lewiston Wildlife Habitat area behind our office, and that's a 5-acre area that folks are welcome to come out and walk around at any time. It's open 24/7, and it's available for tours as well during business hours. We can set up a tour, and there's different stations to learn about different aspects of wildlife habitat. We have all kinds of wildlife that come up through our canyons: deer, skunk, coyote. A lot of animals frequent that area, so it's a good opportunity, and it really draws in a lot of birds of the area too, as we have a water source with a pond and a flowing stream, so it's a good opportunity to do some bird watching as well. So that's one of the things we do. We also have a trunk that we have heads and hides in, so we take that out to local schools. If there's any homeschool groups that want us to come out and provide that resource, we have that as well. That's a good way to teach about local wildlife.
And you guys put on clinics and other things as well, correct? For youth in the area to kind of get involved with things that maybe they wouldn't have another opportunity to do.
Right. Of course, we're very fortunate in our region to have a very important anadromous fishery that we like to educate folks about. And so in the fall, we often will, every year we've done a youth stillhead clinic, and that's coming up at the end of October, beginning of November. We're going to have evening classroom at the end of October, and then the fishing event November 1st. So we'll have about 25 students be able to go out on the water for a day event. Some might be on the Snake, some might be on the Clearwater, and we'll take them out for fishing with some staff that volunteer their drift boat or jet boat for the day. So that's an annual event, and then we do a youth pheasant clinic, and we just got done with that this fall. And then we also have in the summer, we have a youth kokanee clinic that we do up at Dworshak. So yes, we do have several clinics throughout the year to try to promote the sport of hunting and fishing.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I kind of wish I was still a youth.
I know. Got to do some adult clinics here too.
Absolutely. I'm all for those.
Sure.
You mentioned your rod loaner program a little bit before, and now is that primarily just for groups specifically, or can pretty much anybody from the public say they want to try to go steelhead fishing? They've never been before. Are they able to come up to your offices and check out a rod?
Currently, we don't have a lot of steelhead setups. It's mostly for the local ponds that we have smaller setups with the hook and line. But absolutely, adults, kids, any age can come and take advantage of that program. We're very happy to allow that.
And that's great to know about, for, you know, 'cause we're in a pretty good spot for fishing, if you ask me. It's not too shabby, not too shabby.
Yeah.
So we've got hunting, fishing. What are some other bigger components of your job, you know, other educational outreach? Are there things on the horizon that you're working on, maybe some new programs or anything that throughout the region we're looking forward to?
Sure, that's a great, excellent question. We are working on a program that was called Learn to Hunt, and that's something we want to pilot at the end of next summer. So I work directly with the volunteer and the hunter education programs too. So anybody coming in that has taken hunter education that wants to participate in this Learn to Hunt, we're looking at doing this as an event, so stay tuned for that, but it'll probably be toward the end of August. That we'll pilot this just one-day event where we'll have all kinds of stations set up. One of those will be butchering, field dressing, how to cook wild game. We might have a fishing component too. So we still have a lot of details to work out, but that's something to look forward to, and we're excited to promote that, to try to get that retention piece. Those folks that maybe have hunted many years ago, but they haven't hunted in many years now, and they want to get back into the sport. We want to target those individuals as well as those that are brand new to hunting, and try to get them excited and get them the tools and the education and the know-how of where to go and how to ask landowners for permission on private land, and all those components that especially first-time hunters are really wanting to know.
Oh, that sounds great. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
You've got all kinds of things going on up there. How can people contact you and get more information, or you know, be able to sign up for things besides your Facebook page? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
They can go on our website, and it's fishandgame.idaho.gov. They can stop by our office on 16th Street off of Warner and 16th. they can call our regional office at 799-5010. There's many ways that they can get a hold of us, and we'd be happy to answer any questions. And again, we're just trying to continue to find better ways to get the word out. So we have, again, that Facebook page and the website, and we're at different shows, we're at the fairs, we're at different events in the community. So we love to talk to people and telling them what's going on in our region.
Well, that's great. Well, Jen, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And on behalf of our guest, Jen Bruns, and everyone else here at City Bait, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.